All right, people, we back. Another episode. Random Acts of Podcast. It's your boy, Ampavelli. I got a special co-host. She made her return. It's been a minute. Y'all been asking about her.
Hey.
Had a couple people been asking about you.
Is that right?
Yeah, we got a clip on, you know that clip you had told me to make?
Yep.
Recently? I had put it on Facebook. It's going crazy. You know, you got some dudes, they don't agree with what you were saying.
You know, they're all haters. They just don't like when I'm. I know what clip you're talking about.
Yeah. I got
about applying that pressure.
Yeah. But while I found the clip, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. It is good to see everyone. I am Leah, Miss Leah. Instagram is at MSLEIHA. Please go and follow.
I think.
All right, let me see what the comment says. All right, so yeah, you were talking about applying pressure. Let's see. This one dude, he said they gonna listen to you and use that power for the worst. They doing it now already. That's why independent women is a trending thing right now. Realizing you have the power and let us think we have some too. That's it.
He must ain't got no money. He ain't got no money. He ain't got no real pull, because a man that, you know, has the power is because he has the money and he gets the respect because of it.
Okay.
So I just feel like if he doesn't agree, it's because he's probably broke. The only people that get mad about applying pressure are people that can't apply it.
All right, I'm on. I got a rebuttal for that. Let me read the next question. Next one. I mean, not next question. Next comment. Dude said, his name Cartel. He said, played herself by not realizing your worth early enough and to keep your owner of mystique and not applying what you've learned about balancing probabilities and potential and read character traits and learn how and where to capitalize where it's beneficial.
Okay, that just kind of confused me, honestly.
Yeah, I was about to say that's not even a sentence. Mm-hmm. He just putting words together. So I don't know. All right, so the rebuttal for the first thing you said.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's say it is some. I know you done met some dudes that just want to be genuine. They not necessarily broke, but they don't want to give you the money. Like they don't want to give you any of it at all.
Mm-hmm.
Frugal dudes. Cheap.
Mm-hmm. I met him.
Oh, okay.
And I lost him.
All right.
It didn't go that far, because it doesn't matter whether you give a woman cash or whether you just do something nice for her. In all actuality, if you're trying to impress a woman, you're going to end up doing something. So I'll put you at a club setting, right? If you're at a club, you know, what do you do at a club? Why are you even there?
Get women.
Exactly. What are you going to do to make this a smoother transaction? What's the first thing you do when you start talking to a woman in a club?
Buy a drink.
Correct.
Yeah.
How much do a drink cost?
Shit.
It can range from what to what?
About 10 to 20 nowadays.
Okay. Is that, I mean, for that, ain't that going to help you get the number?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, well then that shouldn't be that hard. So what's so hard about that? Whatever atmosphere that you're in, you need to apply the pressure in that atmosphere. If a man come up to you and you pump and he asks to pump your gas, unless he gonna pay for the gas, he don't need to be asking to pump it. Just leave you alone. I always say, pick what you can afford. You know what type of girl you're talking to. You know her expectations based on what you see. Usually in that, I always say the prettier, the more expensive. Am I lying?
Yeah, you're not. So most dudes, they think once you get the girl, you got her pretty much, and she just got to go with the flow of what you got going on. So pretty much, let's say I go to the club, I get the girl some drinks. Drinks only about $20. Now, that's different from me buying her drinks in the club to get her number and whatnot. That's different than us getting out the club and now she asked me to pay her phone bill. She asked me to pay her rent, car note, different stuff. That's like different levels to spending pretty much. That's not on the same level as buying a drink. Buying a drink, nothing. I bought drinks for the homies. Like, it's nothing to buy a drink.
Okay, but let me ask you this. You personally.
Yeah.
why are you buying the drink? Like, what do you think that's gonna, like, there's different reasons for buying drinks. You know what I mean? Some people want to get, some men want to get you drunk so that they make it easier to, do you want another one? Do you want another one? Do you want another one? Some guys want you to feel tipsy so that they feel like you be more compelled to come home with them that night. And some guys, well, I don't know what guys those are, but some guys are just buying the drink to be a nice guy.
I ain't no weirdo, so I ain't about to buy a drink to get the girl drunk as hell so I can just take her home. You buy, and see, this is why I don't even go to the clubs really, because I don't even drink like that. And if I gotta buy multiple drinks to get a girl home or get her to talk to me, that ain't even my vibe anyway, because I don't, like I said, I don't drink like that. I'm not drinking right, you drinking, I ain't drinking right now.
Yeah, but, and that's right. I mean, some people, you got to do what's good for you. Like, some people smoke, some people drink, some people do drugs. Whatever works for you to make yourself feel good is what works for you. Drinking just happens to work for me.
All right, why you go to the club?
To be honest, it just depends. Sometimes I go to the club to have a good time. Sometimes I go to meet guys.
What kind of guys?
The kind of guys that's going to do what I need them to do.
All right.
They know what that means.
Is it all right? So to get those type of guys, like, what's your favorite spots to go to besides like the club? Because I know it got to be another go-to spot. Like,
yeah, absolutely. Because this is the thing. You got different. I don't want to go too far off, but it depends. You can go to hotel lobbies. You can go to. Where I've had a lot of luck meeting nice guys.
Where?
Chase Bank.
So
Chase Bank.
How you set up? Like, that sounds crazy to be just be in the bank. You act like you're doing a deposit, or you?
No, I really gotta go to the bank.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so you actually?
I really be in the bank.
So you not at the bank to get a dude. You actually at the bank.
I'm at the bank banking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I met some nice guys at the bank.
So you wear what you got on right now to the bank?
Absolutely. I think it's so important for a woman that when she leaves her house, that she comes out her house looking presentable, because you don't know what you're gonna get. You don't know who you're gonna meet. You don't know what opportunity you can obtain. Yeah. I'm also really big on, when my parents, brought me up, they were always like, presentation was so important. So I just feel like, if you want to aim high, you should look good all the time. I think presentation is a big deal.
Yeah, my mom, she used to always tell me, make sure every time you leave the house with a clean pair of drawers.
Yeah. You just never know. I mean, nobody gonna see your drawers though.
She used to say that because she was like, you never know. You might get in an accident or something, like somebody you might get in a car. They got cut your pants. They got cut your pants off or something like that. You got dirty ass drawers. You smelling. That's why she said that. She said, always leave the house looking presentable. You don't know who you see. Always leave the house with a clean pair of drawers. That's what she used to tell me though.
Right. But yeah, you can meet. I feel like you can meet men anywhere. To be honest, it doesn't take a club, a bar, or a hotel lobby, and it just depends. Like, because you don't know who's going to be attracted to you. So, really, to be honest, if I had to give advice to ladies, I would tell them, before you leave your house, make sure you look your best. You never know who you're going to meet. You never know what you can obtain from the people you meet or the opportunities that'll come to you. And if you want to aim high, you always want to look fly. 100%.
You ever was in a situation? Have you ever had an experience where you wasn't looking your best and you was out somewhere and you seen somebody and you like, damn, I fucked up this one time?
No, because when I'm not looking my best, I ain't looking.
Oh,
I don't be looking at. I mean, I might see something, but honestly, it's very rare that I come out the house looking crazy. But when I do, I go immediately to what I need, grab it, and I immediately leave. Okay. And and vice versa. Like I've had guys try to talk to me when I feel like I look my worst. I guess guys supposedly like natural. That's what they say. Is that true?
Oh, you talking about no makeup? I think we talked about that last time, like women with no makeup.
Yeah, no makeup, just kind of like,
Yeah, some dudes say that. It don't really matter to me. I don't care as long as it's like over, as long as your makeup look good, pretty much. As long as you ain't got like, I know you do makeup, so you be seeing women, they necks be different colors, they be looking like a ghost and shit. So long as you not messed up, and also some dudes say they don't like makeup, and the women that they be saying they don't like makeup on, or they say they're natural, they do be having a little something on. They got like their eyes did. They don't have it caked on, but they do have something on their face.
Right.
So dudes really don't know what no makeup is for real, for real.
They I don't, to be honest, I don't think men care about any of it. They don't even care. Men will have sex with you if you look like a ghost. They don't care.
Yeah.
I'm about to ask you something like real crazy, because like we really gotta,
Go ahead.
I'm gonna spike it up.
Go ahead.
How, like I say that because how do you feel about having sex with a woman if she's on her period?
Oh shit, I done did it. Not when I've done it, I waited like a couple days, like not when it was like
You not them first like 1 through 3 days.
Yeah, see red. Just when it's just like she's just oozing or whatever. I don't know the proper terminology. I'll wait a little bit if she got like a day or two like later. I'll what they call it, run the red light. I'll run the red light.
And it's crazy, and I asked that because, and this goes back to what I was saying about, I don't think men really care. No makeup, don't makeup, like you can pretty much, if they like you, it really doesn't matter how you pull it.
Yeah. I done been in a situation where like I was horny as hell, and the girl I was dealing with, she was like, I'm on my period, and I was like, all right, I just wait a little bit. Like,
did you put the towel down?
Eventually.
Oh, eventually, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't want to get. Was it like within the first prime days?
Nah, it was like around, like pretty much when it was over, she was like spotting just a little bit.
Okay. So you caught her in that 4 through 7 days.
Yeah. I'll wait a little bit. I ain't that horny where I just gotta immediately put the towel down. Like, nah, I ain't messing with that. So when you on your period, how you are? You shut down completely?
No, I don't shut down completely. I just think that when a man has, like, I'm not gonna speak in third party. I'm gonna just say, like, I feel like you have to be close to that man. Like, that man has to kind of know you, even though. There's been a situation where I didn't know that person as well.
Yeah.
But I think it's a comfort thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to feel comfortable with a person in order to, feel comfortable enough to even say that. Because how do you know how that's going to turn out?
Yeah, there's some nasty niggas out here. Like, I produced a 304 talk, so one of the girls was on there. She said she was like on her period, like fresh on her period. She said the dude took the tampon out and ate her out with blood on his face. It's some nasty niggas that don't care, but I ain't one of them niggas. I got a little shame. It's just different levels of niggas.
But but then again, all I can do to you know what I'm saying? It might have been they comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're comfortable with each other, so.
She said she thought it was nasty, but she was still turned on by it.
Yeah, because
she said she never fucked with him again, even though she was turned on by it.
Yeah, because you don't know who else he did that to.
Yeah, you don't know what he done.
That's like vampire pussy. Ooh.
You don't know what that nigga got.
Yeah, because if you nasty enough to do that, you nasty. You might have visited the other side.
What's the nastiest nigga you ever met?
Ooh.
No, you remember.
The nastiest guy I ever met. I met one on Tuesday. Last Tuesday. No, Just to go back to the subject as far as like the period thing. One time I had this guy, I told him I was on my period. I had just met him. He literally took his 2 fingers and put it on my pussy and put his fingers in his mouth.
That's a different type of nigga. What happened after that?
Nothing.
Yeah, that's
Nothing. He was mad old though. He was old. He was an old guy. He was he had to be over the age of like 50.
I'm starting to notice that a lot of women, when they be telling these stories about like crazy like sexual deviant shit, it always be an old nigga. So it's like, so I'm 34 right now. So I'm throwing there like, damn, when I get old, am I just gonna turn into an old nigga, an old nasty nigga? And I'm just gonna evolve into that, or do you gotta always be a nasty nigga at heart?
To be honest, I just feel like the older you get, the nastier things you will do. And then you got to think most older men have been married. So when you get married to a woman for, that many years, you've done it all. So you're like, period? Nothing. They don't mean nothing. So it's all good. They run red lights. They don't care if you just took a shit.
Old nigga something else. I can't. I try not to judge them, but like, these old niggas out here wilding pretty much.
Yeah, they out here really, really wilding, and it's different. Like,
so what's the difference between like, but not the nasty shit? Because I know when you go out to where you be at, I know you be in the lounges and whatnot. It's mostly old niggas out there. So what's the difference between an old nigga and a young nigga, pretty much, as far as their approaches go?
Their approach, honestly, I don't think that there's any difference between older men and younger men. However, I do think there's a difference in, how I think what matters is how much that man likes you, no matter what his age is. There's a man that's like borderline obsessed, and then there's the man that gives you bare minimum. So, it's you can get a 21-year-old that is obsessed with you and will do anything regardless if he has money or not. He'll take the little money he has and he will do everything for you because he's obsessed with you.
Okay.
So it's not a matter of age. It's a matter of how much does he like you.
Okay, I got you. So I always assume like the younger niggas, their approach is like they sex game. Like they were like, I could do this to you, I could do that to you. And the old nigga, he may not be able to get it up all the way, so he gonna hit you with the money.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you're right. You're right in an instance, but more than anything, they're gonna do. Anybody that likes you is gonna do the proper research in order to give that girl what she wants, so that he can get what he wants sooner.
Okay.
So I always say, to women, you have power in the men that like you. You can exalt that power. You do not have power in men that don't like you. So if he gives you bare minimum today, you're probably going to be getting bare minimum a year from now because he doesn't like you. Like I said, women say all the time, we're having problems with these men. This and that. I'm going to say this. You don't have problems with, like I said, with the men that, I'm getting a little confused, but what I'm saying is you have problems with the men you like, not the men that like you.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, and you can attest to that, and that doesn't just go for, that goes for everybody. A person is going to treat you based on how much they like you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Imagine, think to yourself, a girl that was, all on you. You didn't want her, did you?
Nah.
I mean, you can call her right now. First ring she pick up.
Yeah, usually if a girl too thirsty, that's unattractive.
Why you say that?
Especially if it's too easy.
How do you feel about a girl coming up to you and approaching you and buying you a drink? How would you feel about that?
Oh, I would like that. You would like that?
You would like
Nah,
that?
I ain't saying I ain't gonna like no girl approach me, of course, but it's just I wish I had the video up. It was this dude. He was doing like man on the street videos, and he was asking this dude like, I mean not dude. He was asking the chick, will you marry me, whatnot? And she was just like, yes. And she just like jumped on him and started kissing on him. I was like, nah, I wouldn't even.
Wait, but she got on a bended knee.
Yeah, he was like, you know, the dumbass man on the street interviews where he was asking dumbass questions, and he was like, well, he was just asking women like, rape me. She said he was a 10. He was like, do you want to marry me and whatnot? She was like, yeah. And she just like hopped on him and just started kissing him and whatnot. I was like, if a girl did that to me, I wouldn't even be rocking with her for real. I was like, you doing a little bit too much. Like it was too easy. Like it's okay for it to be easy.
So men do like to chase.
Yeah, definitely. You should.
Like super chase. But I know this, but I know the viewers, whoever's gonna watch this. I mean, of course, I would want them to know if they didn't. Men love to chase. You can attest to this, right?
Definitely.
I mean,
not too much. I ain't about to kill myself.
But
I do like to chase.
We're living in a world now that it's unfortunate because I feel like the gender roles are completely being erased, and I just feel like, the men are becoming more like women and the women are becoming more like men. You see a lot of content out here where women are literally talking about buying men drinks and doing for men. And I'm not saying don't do nothing nice for a man. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. But after he has earned it, I feel like, I think it's very important that a woman stays in her feminine and that she attracts what she wants to her. I think it's completely inappropriate to go up and approach a man because it's just kind of like you're already throwing the towel in your game. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like you don't know, how are you going to put him to the test if you chasing him? You can't. And then not only that, but it takes the man out of his masculine to, I mean, how do you react to a girl like doing all this stuff for you that you didn't ask her to do? And he's, you know what I mean? It's not going to make you valuable or attractive. At least in my opinion, it's not, because
I'll be slightly appreciative. It's like
you'd be appreciative, but let me ask you this: is it going to make you like her?
Not if I don't like her.
Exactly. Yeah. So how can it? Whoa!
Got some nasty.
Yeah, moth.
Yeah, I left the door open.
You good? You good? Yeah. Long as she stay over there. She's not. She gonna come back. But yeah, I think it's extremely important that women let men come to them. Your job as a woman is to make sure that when you leave your house, you put on your best outfit, you put on your makeup, you put yourself well together so that when you go out, you can attract what you want. And my advice is, if you're not attracting what you want, then you need to go in the mirror and you need to reevaluate what's going on and why you are not attracting what you want.
All right, I know you got a soft side. What's the most romantic thing you ever done for a man?
The most romantic thing I did, I bought this guy that I knew. Well, we had a lot of history, so it takes a lot for me to be thoughtful, because I always feel like once I start showing you that I like you back, I start to lose. And I really believe that. I think that, and every woman, has that fear, but the most romantic thing I done was bought a pair of Timberland boots.
Jesus. What Tim, like 180?
Yeah, that was a stretch. I took him out to eat too.
Okay.
It was his birthday, so it was an actual occasion.
Okay.
So
you bought him some boots.
Yeah, I bought him some Timberlands. He was from up north, so I was like, this would be perfect. I think when you buy gifts for a person, you should put a lot of thought into it. You should pay attention to what they like, and it's not necessarily the price. It's you paying attention to what they like and giving them, something that's fitting to their personality.
Yeah, up north niggas, you can't go wrong with some damn boots. So I salute that.
Yeah, I love him to this day.
I asked you that because I don't want nobody thinking like you just like cold out here. Like you ain't buying no nigga that. But I don't know, you might be cold because you just bought a nigga some boots.
Yeah, and he loved me too.
Yeah, he took the boots. Got my co-host Joe just pulled up.
Yeah, he's real late. Incognito. Come have a seat.
You good, man?
I got a mic set up.
Yeah, we got your mic over here, brother.
I got some I can twist up.
We behind the paywall, so you can twist over here. You good? You good?
Shot.
So I was asking, we ain't getting into good shit, Joe. We did get into some good shit, but we ain't getting into the nitty gritty yet. So
Yeah, we was keeping it kind of lukewarm.
yeah,
I guess this is the part where it's supposed to get hot. And you know, every time I come on here, I gotta wear a jumpsuit.
oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, we're gonna get into that.
You
So.
want to let us see what that ass look like again? Come on.
I don't know.
See, I was waiting on Joseph. I could have came out the gate with him. I was waiting on Joe.
You know, I'm trying to see something.
Take your bike off. But I was Leah was on here last time to get Joe up to speed. That's you right there. You ain't got no headphones. You
that's
good
all
though.
good, yeah.
So we was getting up to speed. So I was asking Leah because you know our listeners think she a gold digger and she evil.
Nah.
Nah, I'm messing around. So I asked her, what's the most romantic thing she got for a nigga? Guess what? Just guess.
A blowjob.
All right.
Wow, Joe. Okay. Watch yourself.
Alright, most romantic thing? You got a nigga some sneakers or something, huh?
Yeah. She
That was it.
Yeah, she got on some Timberland boots. I think bro would have preferred a blowjob.
I ain't gonna lie, a bitch got me some slides one time. I looked at them shits, I was like, hey, cool. Cool.
Yeah, to be honest, women not really good with giving gifts. Let's just be honest.
Fuck.
Because women aren't givers.
Yeah, women are terrible. At
We
giving gifts.
can't. We're not meant to give.
Yeah, I remember one time I told her.
We're meant to receive.
All right. Well, one time I told a young lady, I was like, she knew for a fact I got bad allergies and I can't really wear cologne. So I was like, don't buy me. She just didn't, I didn't necessarily say don't buy me cologne.
Right.
I was like, she just knew I couldn't wear cologne because I mentioned it. I was like, I wish I could wear cologne, but I got really bad allergies and it'd be messing with me bad. So she proceeded to buy me cologne, and it was like some bullshit cologne. It was like Michael Jordan cologne or some shit like that.
Oh yeah,
I
nah, you
was
should have
like-
got her out of here.
I was like, if you was gonna at least be dumb as hell, at least give me like some polo cologne or
Some
something.
good shit.
Yeah.
Boy, that polo blue, anybody out there, that polo blue gets you some panties. Really, you know, I knew a homeless man. That nigga only wore, well, I think he was homeless. That nigga used to hang outside the mall every day. But that nigga only wore polo blue.
Nah,
I ain't never called that nigga homeless.
that nigga
And was he getting the ladies?
I mean, he was talking to him. I say that.
I was about to say, he
I
probably
mean, he was talking to everybody. He looking
know
for a
what
home. What you mean?
You ain't lying. That.
that nigga said, I ain't getting a job. Let me just put this polo blue on. I
You know
get
what
it.
I'm
I get
saying?
it.
That nigga wore a leather coat every day with
No
that
doubt.
polo blue.
That was an undercover cop right there. Yeah, that wasn't the homeless nigga. That was an undercover cop, man.
That's funny as hell.
All right, so Leah, so last time you was here, cause you be in and out the OnlyFans.
I mean, good lord.
I mean, I just don't focus on it enough.
All right, hold on. So you all over the place. So you went to Carolina.
Yeah, Charleston.
Why you went up there? And why is there so many tricks up in Charleston?
I don't know, but it's Trickin' Central in Charleston.
Why is that?
I don't know. I wish I knew. I don't know.
Is that
A friend
what-
told me about it. I went, and then that was that. And then I said, you know, I got tired of living in these big cities. So I went ahead and I was like, let me go to a little country town where, you know, I really feel like, you know, I could take over. You know, I could really, it's not a whole lot of me here.
That shit in Carolina, but that bit ain't that little. That shit kind of.
Nah,
It's getting bigger, but it's still, it's not in Atlanta. It's not in Miami. It's not there's not 15, 100 me's walking around. You know what I'm saying? With fake
Show them you.
booties and
Show them you. Show them you, Liv.
I will in a minute. In a minute, sir. I just feel like in Charleston, I was on like a different wavelength. I really went there to like dance and like run my bag up. And it's so crazy because the very goal that I had there is not what I ended up doing. The crazy thing is I actually went back to working for Mac, and when I was working there, I actually ended up doing this lady's makeup that was a manager at a radio station, and she asked me if I had ever worked in radio. So I ended up working at a radio station for like 5.5 months right before I left Charleston.
What you was doing at the radio station?
I was in sales. So basically I was sitting down with business owners, and I literally, I had to write commercials. I had to...
Jingles 2000.
Jingles 2000. I actually know what commercial that is. It was a very challenging job because you could literally write a commercial and you could take it to the owner and they can be like, oh, I don't like this. I don't like that. You need to change that. You need to change this. And this is after you send it off to production and they have to like the commercial and then they pay. And not only that, but they have to keep paying for it to run on the radio. Mm-hmm. And believe it or not, do you know how much it costs to run an ad on the radio?
Shit, about 500.
No.
500 for a day or two.
Yeah.
Damn.
You know how much it is monthly? It's about $2,500 monthly, and that's based on whatever radio group you're at, and that's if it's like a poppin', syndicated. So I moved there to run my bag up, dance, do a little strange things for change, and ended up going back to my regular job and meeting somebody that worked at a radio station, which was a lady, an older lady. And she gave me that opportunity. I have no experience in radio. I had never worked at a station. I didn't know nothing about it. I didn't go to school for it. It just simply my personality. And I was able to get that job. I'm pretty sure it had a little something to do with looks too. Putting me, I feel like that they kind of pinned me against, black business owners. They felt like, especially men, which, the men.
That lady said they felt see that ass, they gonna buy an ad.
Yeah, I was about to. It took me a minute because I was like, if this is the looks, I was like, you don't need to be hiding behind a radio.
Yeah, but it's
you know how they say you got that radio face. They used to say that back in the day.
That's true, and I think to even do podcasting, to do any of this, you have to have a personality. People have to hear what you want to say. They have to be able to walk away with some type of enlightenment, motivation, and information. It's just what it is. So that was a good period, but it just after a while, it was a lot of pressure. And to me, when you work a job, it's too much work and not enough reward. But I am grateful for that experience. And I was in a relationship, so I stopped everything. I stopped the lifestyle. I thought I was going to get married. What? And real crazy. I thought I was going to be with this guy forever and ever and ever. And I ended up it was very toxic. And I had to leave him. My lease was coming to an end. I told him I got the job in Atlanta and that I was gone. He actually kicked my door in 3 days before I left.
Damn. Toxic ain't the word. That shit was volatile.
That nigga Batista.
Yeah.
That nigga, I almost, never mind. Chris Benoit.
If it was a kid involved, yeah.
Yeah, actually, and I had an abortion too. Crazy.
Chris Benoit.
Yeah, I just couldn't. To me, if you're not going to marry me, and I felt like he's like, oh well, I'm just not. Well, if you're not ready, I'm not ready to look fat, chubby, with a baby and stretch marks. And no offense to women that have babies that are not married. I don't know your life. I just can't. I can't. Like, I have to have the same last name as my child. Like, I feel like that's embarrassing. You taking your child to the doctor and you don't even y'all names don't match.
This might be a very ignorant question, but don't the woman decide that typically?
Yeah, she should
I mean,
be.
I get why you saying that, but I'm ignorance. So
No. What you're saying is correct. You're saying the woman should be held accountable for choosing the man to procreate with that's going to end up leaving her.
No. I mean, like her
crazy.
name. Nah, I ain't want to go there.
You're saying about the name?
Yeah, about the like baby's name and shit. Like,
I mean, but I'm talking about her last name.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know that much.
I mean, but you're saying wait a minute. You saying the baby?
So if
you want her to change the baby's last name to her name?
Fuck no, not me as a man, but I'm asking, like, wouldn't that be a woman's choice at the end of the day?
Yeah.
It would be,
know.
but it's also a woman's choice to choose a man that's going to be with her and marry her and do the right thing and be a solid nigga.
But
you know what I'm saying?
That sound good, but that ain't the ideal sometimes. So let's say if you ain't getting none of that shit, and you got the baby, you like, man, this nigga named Burnett. This baby about to be named Austin or some shit like that. Cause my name Austin. So I'm just saying, to counteract what you were saying about taking the baby. Granted, to be honest, man, those people don't give a fuck what the names of the babies is. Nobody care. Nobody.
It doesn't
care about,
matter.
Nobody
It
care
does-
about that, but you.
The woman should care because it matters to her. Y'all don't go through this. Y'all got the same last name as y'all child. Y'all don't have to marry to get because y'all's name carries automatically to the child. So how can you speak on something you don't experience?
Yeah, when I give my seeds to the world,
As plural.
yeah, that
You
is-
should you know,
got
I just
run
think the family dynamic is so important. You know, I can't speak for everybody and I don't know everybody's situation, nor do I want to offend them, but when my parents were married for the first 7 years of my life and then they divorced, but I'm grateful that I got to see that.
Yeah.
I'm grateful that that they were solid, you know what I'm saying? They're still cool to this day.
yeah.
Yeah, it definitely makes a world of difference.
It
sure.
changes your point of view.
Yeah, I had both my parents in the household, so it definitely helped.
You get the masculine feminine balance. When you grow up in single parent homes, why do you think you have a lot of men these days that are feminized? Because they were raised by just purely their mother. So you got to think, right? So if a man is looking to a woman to take care of him, right? If you were a kid and you're a man growing up with your mom and you've never seen a man take care of your mom, you don't have the data entry in your brain to, you know what I'm saying? You don't have the data entry. You've never seen a man take care of your mom. So when you grow up and you talk to a woman, you think the woman's supposed to take care of you because that's all that's in your data.
Yeah, it's some
losers out there.
It's a lot, yeah. And it'd be some sassy niggas that.
Oh, it's some very sassy niggas. Like a lot of the shit going on today. I ain't saying everybody doing it, but I'm saying it's a lot of sassy shit going on that
And
we definitely.
And we're not talking about gay people. We just talking about sassy niggas that like
Just got an attitude and coming from a place of entitlement where they feel like women need to do for them.
Yeah.
And like all this bringing to the table. I mean, I seen a video I posted on my Instagram the other day of a lady giving birth. Literal birth.
I seen that. That shit was nasty. You talking about when she was standing up?
Yeah, when she was standing up.
I don't want to see that.
That was
I
disgusting.
mean, but y'all
Salute,
got
but that was disgusting.
Yeah, women are super people. You know what I'm saying? Because like I couldn't imagine no shit like that. That's a whole fucking like I
live
seen some babies'
baby.
heads. Them bitches big. Them bitches big. You know what I'm saying? They drop about you. Like forgive my ignorance, but god damn, you know what I'm saying? Like
Do that shit.
hey, I got a baby I know. I be ready to palm his head. That bitch was big. I say, bro, where you come from?
And that had to come out a woman.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah,
Even
I
though it
mean,
was smaller, but it's still.
Right. I mean, it's just
gigantic.
crazy to think about that shit. You know, for real. I don't never take nothing away from women because, shit, even your period. You know what I mean? Like the fact that you bleeding out your body every month. I'm a hypochondriac personally. Like I get a nosebleed, I think I'm about to die every time, because it ain't no reason my nose should be bleeding. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my thought. I couldn't imagine.
I'm about to ask him because I didn't get a chance to.
Oh,
What is
go
that?
ahead, go ahead.
Do you run red lights? When the last time you ran a red light?
Oh, it's been a while.
It's tears that run at red lights.
Yeah.
Do you care if it's within the 1 to 3 heavy days, or does it have to be like that 4 through
fuck
7?
No. It ain't gonna be no heavy day.
For real, nigga.
Fuck no.
So you're not a vampire.
Nah, fuck no. That shit.
You count.
I had one experience.
You count Chocula.
Yeah. I'm Count Chocolate. So this was like, I was young. You know what I'm saying? Teenager. I'm fucking this girl. We fucking in the dark, and I'm feeling myself too. Like, I mean, got her up to the room, hit the lights, and I mean pitch black. I'm like, yo, I'm about to fuck you up. This.
She
I'm
didn't
doing
tell
my
you?
thing. Supposedly, I knocked it on.
Yeah, they do be saying that sometimes.
They be lying.
Yeah, I heard that recently. I seen a breakdown
So
of
that
that
a-
shit.
that a lie?
Like, women be knowing,
Is it a
yeah.
lie? Oh, okay. They be saying that. Be like, you
Bro,
knocked it
women
off.
be knowing, bro. I just found that out, man.
They be saying you knocked it off. Too.
I mean, I don't know what kind of. I don't know. I feel like
All I'm gonna say is this: nigga was I'm hitting it from the back. I had my TV like right on the opposite side of the wall or whatever, right? And I could see my reflection in the shit, like in the dark. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm like in my groove stage. You know what I'm saying? I
it was
get
real
finished up.
wet.
Like, I mean, I'm in that thing on some, you know what I'm saying, porn star shit, leg up, Captain Morgan. I get done, go hit the light, and I open my eyes. Like, you know how that light hit you at first. Yeah. I say, what? Like, I hit that bit like, nigga, it was red everywhere.
Damn.
My fucking walls had blood on them, bro. I was so pissed. I was like, yeah, you gotta go. I got a lot of cleaning to do now. This is ridiculous.
She was embarrassed, of course.
I don't know. She left immediately. Because I don't do blood well. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't see blood personally.
You know what's crazy? I don't know if you just be lying. I think you lie a lot. This fool lie. Cause
Why you say that?
I say, tell me a story about when you ran a red light. He tell me about a surprise red light.
He asked if I was a
so
vampire.
you knew that period was on.
No, not with her. Now, I have knocked some down, and I knew the period was on.
So why'd you tell that
let's take
story?
some precautions. Because he asked if I was a vampire, if I was just...
Yeah, he told him.
But
So, look. I said I had one time to where I did fuck someone who was on their heavy flow. And I thought that I was touching to both points when I...
Give me that story.
That was the story. Hell,
So then that means you were aware that the flow was heavy.
No.
So you
I did
okay?
not
So it was
know
a surprise.
I
It was.
didn't know she was on her period.
All right, tell the story about the one.
When
where,
you did know, that was
where
the
you
point
did.
of the subject.
I don't know, that story he just told was entertaining to me. Probably traumatic to him.
Yeah,
You're
it was
right.
traumatic
It was
as fuck
in-
at that time, and I feel like it did touch.
I
to
mean,
both
let me
points,
let me
but-
ask you this before we move along. What was the nature of this woman?
What you mean?
Like, were you paying her? Was she
No,
a
no,
girlfriend?
We was young. We was just, you know. She,
This was just a-
She
this-
saw an interest. You know what I'm saying? Likewise,
I mean,
and
okay, so what y'all was doing, some kicking it shit?
yeah, it was like, yo, what are you doing right now? Come to my crib and get this dick.
Mm.
I got a delivery for you, a big package. You know what I'm saying? Amazon.
Yeah, she knew.
Yeah, she probably knew. But the reason I told the story was because I said I had one time I hit a chick on her heavy flow. I did not know. Here's why I don't do that. That traumatized me. When I seen all of that fucking blood everywhere, I couldn't do it.
So that means she was on a heavy flow. She ain't had like no tampon on or nothing.
Nothing, nigga.
Damn.
I mean, she might have knew. She probably knew. She
I
knew.
don't know.
Probably.
We were young. Like I said, we were
Okay.
teenagers.
You might have knocked it on it. I mean, because if she was teenagers.
You
Yeah,
gotta
like-
make up your mind.
Yeah.
Can you knock it on or can you not knock it on?
That's why I said he'd be lying.
So look.
No, sound like she was lying.
Yeah, I was unbeknownst, but when
she
I've
initially
known,
took off her pants,
I ain't seen no blood, and we were in the fucking dark.
They smell like Captain D's.
Nah.
Okay.
Nah. Now, once we started fucking, I just thought we was getting nasty, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm be real. You know what I'm saying?
Smelling like quarters.
Well, I know you wasn't eating no pussy because you would have knew that immediately. Did you eat some pussy that time? Did you even try?
Fucking pussy. No.
Oh yeah, she was a slide, right?
I ain't want to be disrespectful.
That's what she did. Yeah.
She wasn't like that. You know what I'm saying? Like she wasn't no around the way girl. But she was somebody that I knew I could fuck no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just walking down the street.
Yeah,
you know what?
She was a slide. She was a slide. And she liked you way more than you liked her. Yeah. You didn't like her at all. It was just convenient pussy.
Yeah, for her to do that, she wanted to be your girl.
Yeah.
But that's not the way the world works sometimes.
Not at all. It's surprising the nigga. But
let me give advice to all men right now. You will know how much a girl likes you based on how she fucks you.
Oh, 100%.
Or I'll say this 100%. The clean way. Based on how she has sex with you, because if she really doesn't like you, that leverage is going to be very, very, very short, if any.
You ain't lying.
And, you know, it's just, it's important. It's important for y'all to pay attention, even though y'all don't. But y'all know who likes you and who doesn't.
We not pay attention, we just don't care.
I think we don't care.
Yep, y'all don't care about a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
That's fine.
I mean, you got to think, just being real with you, for a nigga, we get the draws. If we don't see a future, that's enough. That's enough. And but it's not to be disrespectful.
Do you, okay, so if she applies pressure, right?
If she applies pressure.
In a way where you can't just get the draws, like you actually have to like do something that she wants in order to get the draws.
She gotta be cool.
Does that change how much you like her or dislike her?
Nah, it depends on her personality.
Do y'all really care about personality?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
because I gotta be able to entertain. Like I gotta be able to sit up under you for.
Give me 3 reasons why personality is so important.
I got this chick that
give me like 3 instead of us going into a story. Give me like
I ain't
3.
going into a story. She quirky. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you based on
quirky.
Like yeah, that shit is weird. Nigga, I'm chilling. I don't want you jumping in my face talking about some random ass shit. Like what the fuck are we doing right now? You know what I'm saying?
Okay, no drama.
It's not, it's not. So again, personality. If you're chill, if you can relax, if you can feel the vibe out, if you can mesh around like friends and shit like that and not make shit uncomfortable. You know what I mean? You got some women that try to make themselves look like I'm in a relationship with this nigga. We talking. You know what I mean? Shit like that. You got some women that I don't care if people know or not. You got some women that you'll never see or hear them. You know what I'm saying? They just there.
It's always good to have a girl that's
number
good around other people also.
Yeah.
So what? Okay, give me your top 3. This is what I need. I need 3 shots. Okay, personality.
That's number 1.
Personality is number 1 when it comes to you being with a woman.
100%. When it comes to me, like in a relationship, 1000%. Like
hold on. Before you say that, what if she got a good personality? She look like Scooby Doo.
We could be cool all day and night.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay,
I still gotta be personally. I might be shallow. This ain't for all men or nothing like that. This is for Joe. I might be shallow, but one thing I can say is I have to be not just like sexually aroused by this woman. I need to be mentally aroused, motivated, and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? She gotta fuck with like. For me to be in a relationship, a woman gotta have some kind of shit for herself. You know what I mean? Like it goes beyond personality. What they say now, Riz.
Yeah, Riz.
Yeah, she gotta have a little Riz about her, charisma, something that allures me to her beyond the pussy. That makes me say, I want to talk to you every day.
Is that the playing hard to get girl?
No, not always. See, I think for most men, we understand when you playing a long game, you're not gonna disrespect the woman that you want to be with. That's not her giving me a hard time. That's us both understanding, yo, we ain't finna rush into sex. For a few reasons. A man, if I fuck you first night, it don't matter how much I like you. That's gonna make me think away. You do this on average. That's just a common thought, right? Because why would you fuck me first night? You don't know me for shit. What was it that I did? What was it that I could have possibly done?
You don't think that women that fuck on the first night don't get wifed?
I do. I'm not saying they don't, but what I'm saying is this is a general thought.
Okay.
Now,
You're saying the general.
If I decide to move past that, which I think every man has that one or two, maybe a few that they have done that with. I fuck first night. I'm going to see where this goes.
Yeah.
I'm going to see how she reacts following this, right?
I salute that because some dudes, they fuck the first night and they get alarmed by it and be like, nah, I ain't fucking with her no more.
Yeah.
I think it goes back to what I was telling you earlier about none of these things really matter when you like somebody. Nobody plans on falling in love on the first night. It depends on the connection. If you feel like you vibe with a person, it's a 1 in a million kind of situation. But when you just connect with that person, everything feels natural. And so you just going to go with what feels natural.
I got a question for you. Do you believe in love at first sight type shit?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to tell you why I don't. You can't love shit at first sight. Here's why. When you sit with it, you find the imperfections. Then it becomes a question of, can I live with these imperfections? It's not that sight that keeps you. It's the things that you come to know, the things that you come to learn, right? So check me out. If I gave you a fucking golden nugget right now, right? A big block of gold. You gonna say, damn, I love it because I know the value of it. It's shiny, it looks good, it's appealing, right? But the thing about it is, the longer that you sit with it, you're gonna say, damn, I wonder how much, how long this will be at this rate. So do I sell it now? Do I sell it in 10 years? I mean, they just got away from the gold standard. And I'm not saying that the value of gold is dropping, but what I am saying is this. Because science is becoming so forward moving, you know what I mean? It's only so long you're going to care about that nugget.
And I think that that's full of shit. And I'm going to tell you why. I think that's your opinion, and everybody has their opinion. And I just feel like it's a thing where connection is the most important thing. I don't feel you can fall in love in the first sight because my expectation has never been you're going to be perfect.
What's a deal breaker for you?
A deal breaker? I can't even say what's a deal breaker because it depends on how much I like you, that I'm kind of willing to deal with anything if I love you that much. If I like you that much, there's nothing, because the thing is, when we like somebody, and I mean truly like somebody, there's a lot of things that we wouldn't deal with that this one person you allow to happen.
True indeed, and I feel like when you like and love somebody, there are things that you overlook or that you put up with.
You
or whatever,
do,
right?
That's why it's the way it is.
But that's not things that you see and say to yourself the first moment. I'll put up with anything.
But the thing is, you're a man and I'm a woman, and women put up with a whole lot more than men do.
How many times have you seen love at first sight, personally or secondhand?
I mean, it's just, I can only speak from my own experience. Anybody that I met and I instantly connected with, and I was willing to put up with a lot of shit for them.
Okay. So
and I knew, before you even get into bed, like, woo, this is a bit much. Like, this is real intense.
So is it love or in love? You know what I'm saying?
I don't even know what love is, honestly, and that sounds really crazy. I look at love more so as a comfortable thing.
Man, cue that walk up right here.
It's just Shut up. I just can't with you. But, you know, it's like, I feel like this, right? Marriages, right? They last, like the ones that have been going on for like 40, 50 years. I don't even, you love them, but it's like, I'll say this. It's more of, and I'm saying this to both of y'all, and I really want y'all to hear me out. Do you think it's love or do you think it's comfort? Like, just like you do the same series of events of things on a regular basis, right? You get up, you brush your teeth, you watch movies at this time, you go to work at this time. Your rotation is the same rotation of events that happen in life every day. When you have a partner, it's like a parking space. They come in and they take up that space. And when they leave you, that space is empty. You may not miss them or love them, but you are damn sure missing that comfort of having them there, because when that space is not filled, it's empty. And it's like, oh, well, we used to watch movies at 8:00. We used to go to dinner every Friday night. We used to go shopping together. I never did this by myself. It becomes a situation where you become comfortable with a person, and it's not even about, because the person can get on your nerves completely. Like, you can like be irritated every time you see them, but you're so comfortable. So I wouldn't say it's so much of a love thing. The love part is for yourself. Love is for yourself. You know what I mean? You have to find somebody that you can go through life being comfortable with.
I wouldn't see. That's where I beg to differ, and here's why I say that. To me, being in love is when you have mutual interest and you're working every day really to try and see them things through. In love doesn't always last. Nothing does. You know what I'm saying? But realistically, like, when people are in love with each other, like your parents, they still cool after a long relationship. They still have things that they can laugh about, because for them, it does hold a endearing moment, you know what I mean, to them, you know? So I would say I've been in love, right? I used to never believe in that shit. Like, I'm not even big on saying it, honestly. Sometimes it's actually tough for me to utter the words, even to people closest to me. And the reason why is because love can be such a emotional thing, right? That it can make you, it can break you. Like, it can legit take you through emotions that you've never seen yourself like experiencing, or I would never in my life do this. You know what I mean? But love changes people. So for me, I can say I was in love because to this day I think about that person. You know what I mean? There are things that I reminisce on that don't necessarily like hold any weight. Us passing each other in the hallway. You know what I'm saying? There are things that I miss. It wasn't comfort. It was the way that we bonded. You get what I'm saying? The things didn't, you know.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Mm-hmm. The way that you bonded, what did she do to bond to you? Like, what is it that you were so in? If you had to describe to me, you know, what love looked like, what did you love so much about her?
She invested herself not just into me, into my endeavors, my ideas and beliefs, and still held her own, you know, things and dreams, core values, all of that, and held it down. You know what I'm saying? Like, the things
she held it down
100%. So,
well, let me ask you this. Mm-hmm. Why didn't it work out?
So for me, I think I became complacent. I think that I started
complacent with what?
The relationship, the situation at hand, in the sense, like, yo, we good, but.
Can I ask you something? Mm-hmm. Was you were you the financial provider in that relationship? Or was she?
We were 50-50.
50-50. Complacent. What were you not happy with? Exactly. Like, was it not enough sex? You just got bored? What?
No, it was myself. I wasn't happy with where I was at. And for a man, that matters because it changes your everyday thinking. She was thinking about marriage. I'm thinking, how can I marry you?
Oh, you was in your own head. It wasn't nothing she did.
Right.
Okay. That makes
And I
sense.
would say I fucked up, what we had by hyper focusing on things that, didn't necessarily matter in the moment. We were in love and I think that once that happened, there was a reaction and, things came to a head.
Is this the relationship that you talked about in the last podcast where you cheated with the cousin?
I didn't cheat with the
Yeah,
cousin.
you
What the
made that
fuck?
up. That didn't happen.
Yeah, like, please don't even put that shit out there. Like,
you just made that up. That didn't happen. Let me ask you a question. So that dude you was with in Carolina, you was not in love with that nigga at all? Like,
Love him. Think about him all the time.
then you know what love is. Dude.
But
said
I had to
love.
love myself more.
so again, I
So
think
that sound like that wasn't really love then.
Yeah,
It
so-
was, but when you say why would you say it's not really love?
Did the nigga have
because
money?
you're not choosing who you're gonna love more. Yes, you love yourself, right? But you should be pouring into the nigga that makes you happiest. Like at that time,
I should be pouring into him if he doing the right thing.
Hold up. Did the nigga in Carolina have money? Okay, that's why you was with the nigga.
It wasn't even just about no money though. It wasn't like he was like rich. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't.
But he was taking care of you.
To me, it's not even the amount of money you have. It's just that when I'm with a man, I don't want to drive. I don't want to get in the driver's seat. I don't even want to do it 50% of the time. I want to ride in the passenger in every, like, I'm help. I'm not the main person. I don't want to be the main person because the thing about women is once you've been independent so long, now if I'm dealing with a man, why do I got to pay half the bills? Why do I got to do this? Why do I got to? No, I don't want to do this because I could just pay my whole bill and just have a couple
why
of
you've
you.
never been in love. You're not thinking about that shit when you in love. For one, that's just the baseline of things.
I just
The
don't
second thing
believe.
to that is we don't live in an economy today to where that idealistic lifestyle could really be sustainable unless a nigga is M'd up, unless a nigga has got 100,000 in his salary, racks in his account. Like, the reason why I say that's not sustainable, tell me the nigga, even truck drivers, to be completely honest, are not in such a position to where they can put a woman up, build the lifestyle that they want together.
So you want a woman. What you're telling me.
No, hold up. Because for one, I didn't tell you anything about myself. What I will tell you is I work.
We're
my
talking in
hardest.
general.
I work my hardest personally to become as successful as I can to where I can provide the lifestyle that I want to provide for the woman I'm with.
You should.
Now, in general, most men are thinking that. Most men are thinking, yes, I would love to pay every bill. I'd love for you to sit on your ass, right? But there are a lot of components.
Do you really think
to
it's
that.
just sitting on your ass?
No, it's
Being
not.
a wife is not sitting on your ass.
No one is saying that. What I mean is I want you to be so relaxed with the fact that I have everything secure. That's what women marry for, security.
That's security,
right?
yeah,
So,
absolutely.
Yeah, no man want their wife to work. That's just how shit is now.
So hear me out, and not just that. Wages haven't went up in such a substantial fashion to where we can provide the same lifestyle. If you want to live in an apartment the rest of your life, yeah, that nigga can pay the bills. That nigga can pay the bills. But when do you want to get a crib? And not just one of those, townhouses that's jammed together, or one of them small like copy and paste shits. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they cool. You a homeowner, but your house has median value. You sell it for $20,000 more than you paid for it, because they can go anywhere and get that. You might be lucky to get $20,000. So, what I'm trying to say is, you build the lifestyle that you want together, so that when it comes time, Like all that work you put in by yourself was for yourself. You think when you get to him, you the prize? He still gotta bust his ass every fucking day.
You're a
Put up
man.
with all kinds of crackers and bullshit and harassment for you to do what?
I'm not saying women don't have to work or contribute. That's not what I'm saying. I just don't think it should, like, if I don't work, it shouldn't affect it. I should be able to.
Here's why it affects him. No man comes into the relationship already having 2 mouths to feed.
What do you
Already
mean?
Thinking about what do I mean?
I'm
2
just
mouths
saying
to
2
feed?
mouths. Okay, so you talking about you've been feeding your own mouth, so you
Right,
really
right.
one mouth
So-
to feed. But
Right. So I'm not coming into it saying that I'm eating for 2. When I go to dinner, I'm paying $80 for my damn self. Most niggas spend $20 max. That's them balling out at a meal. You know what I'm saying? Your average nigga. Cause niggas don't go out and eat for themselves and take pictures and do all of that crazy shit. They go get them a good ass burger on a birthday, a holiday. Shit, I'm feeling good today. I'll go get me a steak. Let's go to Longhorns. I want their potatoes. You know
I
what
think
I'm saying?
that this is the thing, right? I think that's unacceptable. I think if you don't make enough money to afford a woman, then you shouldn't have one. Focus on your dreams and your goals and get to where you need
It's
to
not
be.
about affording a woman.
It is because it costs. It costs to have a woman.
Of course
And
it
let me-
does. That's what I'm telling you.
but
So if I'm taking away from my personal savings, because that's what you've been doing, right? That's what you've been doing for yourself. You've been building up your personal savings so that when, you know, I'm gonna be real with you, Prince Charming comes along, you could have all of what you had still saved up, still stashed away. But now I gotta take away from my savings or from my lifestyle to provide for you.
yes.
Okay, what do you do? What are you providing? What
Are
do
you
what
going
do
to ask me
bring
what
to
I bring to the table? After seeing that lady have that whole birth, you going to ask me that?
That's if I decide to have kids.
Exactly. But let me ask you this. How old are you?
I'm 32.
Okay, you 32. So I'm 33. My thing is at our age, what you're talking about is building a life together. And when you're like 18, 22, 25, that's one thing because, of course, we're two, young
right
people.
now-
They're trying
right
to build
now-
together. I get it.
Like right now, all right, just to be real, every person should be thinking, let me go get a job to where if I work it 20 years, I have something like to show for it, stocks in the company to where when I cash out, it really takes me up. You know what I'm saying? Both people should be thinking like that, the woman and the man. Whether the woman is doing it for herself so that she could afford the kind of car that she wants and things like that.
Afford
You
the
can
kind
do
of car
all-
that she wants.
Okay, so now I gotta pay for that, right?
Mm.
Right? Okay. Again, so I gotta work 2, 3, 4 times as hard
This why-
for you to bring
This why
what?
niggas dying young.
Huh?
I said this why niggas die young because they be stressful trying to. do all
Nah,
this shit.
the guys that do that, they women be at home making their lunchbox
They
and
lunchbox?
taking care of the kids. And
That's like
why do
bringing
you
me
why
some
do you
fucking slides.
It's women that do that go to
when
work.
your wife doesn't work, do you know that you get less taxed? Because you're the only one that's working, so there's less tax. It keeps the family together when the woman doesn't work because she's able to be home with the kids. She's able to. There's no more
If I
daycare
decide to have
charges.
kids.
There's,
if you
but
take
my
kids
thing is,
out of the equation,
but my-
which most relationships start
no,
without kids.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with
In
that
a
because
mutual
if you're
sense?
dating after the age of 30, if you're not dating to marry, then what you dating for? If you're not tricking.
Marry and have kids is 2 completely different things.
But the thing is,
I'ma
if you
be
get
completely
married,
real.
that would make
Like,
that-
as I get older now, I think about it like this. Like personally, I typically take a long time to get to know someone before we commit like that. You know what I mean? As we get older, that time need to be, fractioned down a little bit. Hey, we vibing, you know what I mean? Let's just see where it go till it don't. You know what I mean? That's what it's coming up on. You know what I'm saying? So when we talk about marriage, when does that happen? If I get married after 35, I'm gonna question whether or not I want to have kids.
I mean, that's fine. I don't care.
So again, at that point, If we take kids out of the equation,
Doesn't matter whether you put them in or take them out. You supposed
what do
to
you
take.
bring to the? What do you bring?
I nothing. I'll bring a hot plate to the table. That's it.
So that's where I say I'm not trying to be disrespectful to a woman in
You
a relationship,
not.
and that's where I said like
But
when
this
I
is
was
the
in
thing.
love, we had an understanding in the sense that right now we're gonna build and grind the ways that we want, that we have to, so that when we get to where we want, we don't have to do these same kind of things.
So okay, are you going to invest in whatever business she wants to start?
If I could see it, yes. Or if she has the passion enough to see it through for herself, I might not even agree with it.
Right.
But
I mean,
yes.
but you would invest in her
I'd
to see her
invest
win.
in it. I personally,
Okay, so that's good.
personally, I
That's-
would invest in it. I'd be a dummy for it. You want to do nails? Shit, dummy me up. I'm gonna be on the podcast smacking my fingers every time I talk. You know what I'm saying?
And also, you gotta put in consideration. Most women don't want to sit at home and be just be
Doing nothing. And it's not to say doing
There's a lot of
nothing, but-
ambitious women that just want to get out there and make their own money.
Okay,
And
so
that's
let me say this.
That's what niggas want.
This is what I'm gonna say.
Motivate me.
Let me say this. So you want a woman to go to work all day, right? You work all day too. Okay, we both work. Cool. We pay the bills. Okay, you know, let's say we have kids, because technically at this age,
Now, hold up.
women have a very short clock. So I have to speak on that.
But check me out.
being as that no, let me finish. I'll let you talk. So let me talk. My thing is this. Okay, so let's say we have kids. So you take care of the kids. You got to do the homework. You got to bathe them, right? Then you got to make sure he eat. Then you got to clean all the dishes for the family. Then you got to go in here and try to be sexy for your man. You got to suck his dick. You got to have sex with him. Then you got to wake up early because you know the kids gonna be up. Got to go to school. So you got to get the kids ready. Now you got to make sure that he eat, that he get what he need. You got to pack a lunch.
You
then
saying-
you got to. I mean that's a lot of work.
You saying
must
a
be marrying
you
a
saying a
handicapped
bunch of
nigga.
you saying a bunch of nonsense. I'm about to help the kids do the homework.
What?
How?
What? What you mean?
What man comes home from work and helps kids do? I'm not
Now,
saying
look,
they don't.
look.
I'm not saying they
A
don't
good
exist.
father-
Like
Nah.
I
I'm not
good
saying they
father-
don't
hold on,
exist.
Hold on. So you just brought up two.
But the mom does a lot of work. That's what I'm saying. Mothers
I don't
do
know.
a lot of work. Guys come home from work, they open a beer, they watch TV. I know. I see my dad. I've never not seen a man do this.
Every household
that has
not
a
the same.
family.
My dad used to work his ass off. If I asked him to help me with the homework, he gonna help me with the homework. My dad used to cook. My dad used to clean. He do all this shit. Like he was the breadwinner. But
Yeah.
if he needed to get down and get the household in order, he was gonna do that shit instantly, and he wasn't gonna huff and puff. He's gonna get his ass. He just worked his ass off. My dad was a truck driver. He just came off the road. It don't matter. He was just driving 48 hours. He gonna help me with the home. He gonna help us with the homework. Whatever he need to do, he need to do that shit.
Why y'all ain't tell me I have my hat all crazy and shit? Nigga walked in like I've been on that Drake already.
Yeah, I look fine.
No, I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying is, you know, and I'm no disrespect to anybody, you know, everybody has a different opinion.
Yeah, niggas
I just
not
feel
about to
like
now if you did what you just said, if that dude doing sitting around,
but I
he's an
know
asshole.
there's a lot of women that
You need
do
to cheat
all
him.
of those things. There's a lot of women that work. They take care of their kids. They have to take care of him. And then on top of that, he wants you to stay fine too. You can't even look crazy.
Well, shit,
You
well,
see
she
what I'm
a-
saying?
she
So
a maid then.
Look.
I mean,
Not every relationship gonna work, right? You supposed to learn from them. You supposed to take little things away that you can build on and enhance on, right? Like again, like I say, a woman is also supposed to be the motivation and inspiration for a man. You motivate me to want to
but
get more.
this is the
You
thing, and that's
inspire
what I'm
me to-
saying. You got to do that for your man and your kids
But
and
hear me out.
yourself.
Right.
Women lose themselves all the time.
So do
and
niggas.
all those
Crash
men-
out. Like,
No, men don't crash out. Men just cheat.
I mean, they do that too, but
They just cheat. They just find something that makes them happy while their wife is at home slaving and doing dishes
Man, no,
and
you
running
just-
behind Pampers
that's
while
the
you at the
only-
strip club
that's the
throwing
only
ones. And I'm not saying that's
scenario
every
that you
household,
painting,
but
though, is that women you know, essentially is at home with kids and
Okay,
doing all
I'm gonna
of
take the
this.
kids out of it because you don't want me to have the kids in it. So let me say this to y'all.
I only say take the kids out so that you can really put it on. Like, until kids are involved, you're asking a man to do, like, to literally build your dreams.
Yes.
For you to make him a hot plate. Motherfucking Denny's make a hot plate.
Let me break down all the jobs that women do. Okay. Women are your therapists. Then you want them to be a porn star. You want them to be your chef.
No, she ain't gotta be
A woman that you gonna marry is gonna cover all criteria.
She kind of do, but
I'm not talking about a slide. I'm talking about the women you really like. She covers all these areas in your life. She cooks good.
Why you acting like niggas don't know how to cook?
I mean, but it doesn't matter. It's not that you can't, but why do you want to?
It's because
you don't.
I want you to relax.
No. What I'm saying is a woman feels good doing certain things for her man that he likes.
Your feet tonight.
Just these three things. If a man could really, it depends on what his bag look like. But a lot of men that are single that have money, if they can afford it, they got a therapist, they got a chef because they don't cook, not because they can't. They just prefer for someone else to do it. And they also pay for prostitutes. They will pay for sex, they will pay for food, and they will pay for someone to talk to.
That's just because what they want to do. They
don't want to
be in a relationship.
But the thing is, they want the perks of the relationship, but they're not willing to put in the work to get it. And a lot of men that
don't want the bullshit like this. Just being real, like, look, again, you gotta.
Y'all want a smooth ride without putting in no real work.
What?
Yes. Y'all just want to be able to come to a girl.
Go work in construction for a day.
No, I don't have to.
You talking about what a man should do. You don't know what a man gotta do just to give you dinner for a week.
Well, that's fine. Go do it. You a man.
That's crazy. That's
what you do. Just crazy. Like I'm not gonna question you about a woman. What a woman gotta do. It's certain stuff we got to do to keep you that you like to do. And if we don't do it, you will go get somebody else to do it.
Even on a
correct. And if a woman,
what you got to do skill, like a physical exertion, it doesn't even.
I don't even feel like you're looking for a woman.
Riding dick.
I feel like he's looking for a come up.
Compared to motherfucking lifting 9x9s, you know what I'm saying?
You looking for
9 bars, brother?
What you mean, like?
There's emotional come up. Well, the thing is, a lot of men, they have these things like these women, right? That they will have these women invest in them and spend money on them, and these women really love these men, right? The problem is that he doesn't really love her like that, and she feels like she's buying his validation because of how much she likes him.
How you jump to that conclusion?
Let me finish because no man ever marries the come up woman. Never. She comes up off of her. Like if a man ain't got a place to live, but he knows she gonna let him stay, then he gets his things together. He starts his business, do whatever he does. She helps him. And guess what he goes and does? I've seen it. He goes and buys the bitch he really wants.
Okay, you're not lying, but I'm like, how did you get
he just go buy the girl he really want. He don't want you.
What you just
he
said,
just came up off of you.
Niggas in the NBA,
it was a come up
all the time. But I'm saying, how did you get that from what he said?
I just feel I feel like he's looking for a woman to invest in him. He wants a woman to front her time, energy.
No, I said that we had that. I don't expect that from any woman. And that's why I said that was in love for me. That experience was something that
But did you love her or did you love what she did for you?
No, I loved her. Everything about her. I could tell you detail for detail to this day. Like I could literally draw a picture. You know what I'm saying? And I hate even talking about her, to be completely honest. You know what I mean? I hate but you see, I can't even help it. You know what I'm saying? So here we are talking about it again on the second time. You know what I mean? And I tell Imp every time, take that shit out, right? But I'm being real with you just to say this. In love has nothing to do with someone investing in me or any man for that matter. It is the time, the personality, the understanding, the bond that you create. That kind of bond is not first sight. I don't see you and say, if you fart in your sleep, I'm finna put up with it. And I'm not saying that that's what, you know what I mean, that she did or no shit like that. But those are the kind of things that for many people can be like, yo, I'm finna break up with you. You know what I mean? If you
Break up with someone over a fart.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
There's an example.
and I'm just giving.
That's a horrible example.
I'm trying to give wild scenarios that do happen. You know what I mean? I done farted before in my sleep. You know what I mean? And I've been surprised.
I'm just done.
I just
And what is love to you? What is love to you? I can't.
I just said to say, like, you go through things that make you say, I love this person.
Okay, so you seen how much of a ride or die she was for you, what she was willing to do.
She kept I got stomach issues, like, really bad. You know what I'm saying? Really bad. Had some scares, you know, during our time. And man, when I tell you, like, I ain't never had nobody care for me like that other than my mama. If I said,
You ain't gotta get no more examples.
yeah, so
Yeah, because these examples are getting out of control. Farting in the bed. It's okay.
I'm not.
That's what
No
you-
one was farting in the bed. I'm just using that again to say that these are things that most people would, you know, be like, hey, I'm not fucking with this.
I don't think that farting in the bed is a big deal.
It's
like,
not. But what I'm
that's-
saying
like,
is,
come
you
on.
know,
Especially the silent ones. You don't even know it's coming.
depending on when you do that shit, is gonna be the
Yeah. Do y'all feel like y'all can learn to love somebody that you didn't love at first? You could just
Yes.
eventually just
Yeah,
love
they can grow on you. A person can grow on you.
not just that.
Nah, see, that's I'm the wrong person to ask because I feel like that's a lot what a lot of people go through. Like you just like this the person I'm gonna fuck with. They can tolerate this from me. I can tolerate that from me.
I feel like
Here's
those,
what-
Let's link up.
Here's what I think. I think no matter who you are and what it is that you hate, if you spend enough time around it, you'll learn to love it.
Yeah, and there's certain things that you probably in a relationship that you hated the fuck out of it, but then you be like, it is what it is. I'll just learn to love it. But
Yeah,
then people got their ones that they won't budge on. Then some people got their issues that they will budge on.
Yeah.
but I feel like that goes back to what I was saying earlier about, you know, being comfortable. Is it love or is it comfortability? I love when I'm comfortable with somebody. I don't know if it's love. I just know I can be my 100% self, and I know I'm not going to scare you away because you reveal things one step at a time. Because you know, there's things that I always say. There's the surface to every personality. It's just like this table right here, right? It's up. It's holding all this stuff up, and that's what you see. But you don't see what's holding the table up. Most people don't even go below the surface. A lot of times, a lot of relationships are just surface level relationships. You'll never get that deep. I had a guy tell me one time, he said, once you get to know a person, that's when you stop liking them. And that's a horrible way to think. You know what I'm saying? Because if you comfortable, then you naturally are not afraid to be yourself in front of them. And that's what makes you kind of like, I guess, quote unquote, love them. Because you're not afraid to be yourself. You're not thinking about them leaving you. You know what I mean? You're
It's
only
not
on your
even
toes
that.
when you think a person is going to leave you.
It's not even just that. I think that, you know, when you're in love, like, again, you're not worried about the next thing or tripping on nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, initially, like, when you're that honeymoon phase that you go through in relationships, is I enjoy this person's personality. For women, I would imagine it's something like, he makes me laugh, he makes me feel comfortable, He shows me attention. You know what I mean? And he treats me nice. In the sense of,
No, women nasty though. Like this nigga got a big meat. He got money.
that's what they say about me. You know what I mean?
No, I don't think women talk like that when they really like somebody. They're not gonna talk like that. You know?
They afraid
Nah,
their
they're
friends
not
try to
gonna-
take them. That's why.
No.
Girls nasty.
I like I said, I think it's like comfort. And I mean, can y'all ever attest to meeting a woman and, you know, just automatically I like her automatic. It's not a lot of them it's not a lot of people that this happens with.
Right.
Those are the situations that I'm talking about. Those are like the 1 in a million situations. You know what I'm saying? And you knew from the first day,
Infatuation,
like
though. You got to know what that is. It's infatuation. It's you saying, no matter what, I'ma like this person. I love how they're appealing to me in such a way, because outside of that, the same things that were red flags to you at the beginning are the things that end your fucking relationship.
Yeah. Well, it's just things you couldn't tolerate. You didn't like them enough to tolerate it.
So again, where I'm saying is, like, as adults, where we're at, you don't have to rush into shit. You don't have to rush into a relationship. You don't have to say that, hey, I have to date you. I gotta be with you. You know what I mean? You could say, yo, we kicking it. Things are cool. Let's see how this develops, whether it be 6 months or a year.
I think women should run from men like that, especially if you're over the age of 30. Run the race. Because this is a man that wants to keep you in illusion, delusion, and confusion. He's not ready for anything serious, because a man that's ready for something serious is going to tell you, hey, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do with you. This is where I want to take it.
Right.
We're not in an age where we're 21 and 22 trying to figure it out.
Oh,
you know, most of us have our own car, own apartment, own
figure people out. Like, I'm not rushing into a relationship and then come to find out 6 months into the relationship that as soon as I get my promotion, you finna quit your job.
Why? Why can't she quit her job? You can't afford to take care of her?
God damn, can we build a savings?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's reason number one.
That's a good way to be homeless.
Like, bruh, quickly.
I'm not, like I said, I'm not against, you know, women going to work. But you got to understand, after a certain age, after you've been taking care of yourself for so long and you want to move in, I feel like if I pay 50-50, then I should be allowed to 50-50 cheat on you, because you really can't provide for me.
Alright,
Do your
that's
thing.
ridiculous.
You gonna be in a
Why am I with you?
you
Why
gonna
don't I
be in a
just pay?
polygamous
Why don't,
relationship? Shit.
I met a girl that was in a polygamous relationship, and I feel like the only way that you can be in polygamy, well, I'm not saying that this is the way it works, but I feel like the man should be the financial provider. You should be, if you have 2 women, you should be able to afford those 2 women. That means that your money should be able to afford that.
Now,
And if you can't afford that,
because you kind of being unfair.
Oh well, most of the me.
most
No,
of
no,
the
no,
polygamy,
no.
the men does
Polygamy.
the men
Oh, yeah.
takes
Polygamy.
care of the
Oh,
household.
that's
take
not
it-
you're
taking the
you're
women.
right. But that's just
They
golden.
take care of their women.
Right.
Yeah, if you a polygamist and your wife, if your girl's working, then what are you doing really? That's pimping.
Yeah, that's pimping. Exactly. That's not polygamy.
Yeah, that's not polygamy. That's pimping.
HBO had a polygamy show. It was decent.
Yeah, I mean, I met women that really aren't in it, and I was like, I want to ask you a question. You know, before your husband came to you and said, you know, I'm gonna have a girlfriend. That I met a girl, I like her. How many men, first of all, go home and tell their wife this? That's how you know that comfort is there. He goes home. He says, I met this woman. I think that she is a great woman, and I want you to meet her too. I think, you know, I think that this lifestyle is fitting. And I said, well, do you pay any bills? What does she contribute? How does that work? And neither one of them pay bills. They get to spend their money on what they want, invest in whatever they want to invest into. And they're both extremely successful. I'm not saying that they don't do anything for the household, but they're not held accountable. Like, if they didn't work, that the house is just going to fall apart. No, he can afford both of them. with no problem, because I think if you bring another woman home to your wife and she's paying half the bills, then that means that we have a girlfriend that we are taking care of, and that is not acceptable. That's like me having another man move in the house, and for me to ask you to pay half his bills is crazy.
Yeah, somebody getting beat up.
Like I said,
So,
if you out here doing polygamy and you ain't paying all the bills, you cheating the game.
You're cheating the game. Yeah, like if you, that's how I
Give the
said.
women back.
If you in polygamy, you about to get poisoned soon. Like you about to die. You're dying eventually. Like you think shit's sweet, but you're dying soon.
Hey, bro, that's a hell of an insurance shit.
Yeah, that you won't get to spend.
I mean, I'm not opposed to, like, when I tell you I will be 100%, it's tough and as hardcore as I come off. I want to serve my man. I want to do everything that he wants. Like, I want to be in 100% submissive. I don't want to. I'm ready to take orders. I'm ready to be whatever he wants me to be. If he wants 2 girlfriends, we gonna have 2 girlfriends. But you gonna foot that bill. That's it. Like, you gotta be. I can't be with someone that's not masculine. Like, you can't have any feminine traits. I don't want that. I want an alpha male. And I think everybody has to do what works for them. But as far as me, like, it just doesn't work with my font. Like, me paying bills is like I'm in my masculine. And the minute that you put a woman in her masculine and she feels like she's providing, especially if she's the financial provider, she gonna start to little boy you after a while. Because she ain't gonna have no respect. It becomes a mommy and son relationship, not a partnership.
Yeah. That's if she making the most money and she paying all the bills.
There's a lot of situations out here where the woman is the financial provider and she talks to him like doo-doo. She don't care about him, his opinion. He ain't regulating nothing because he don't make enough money to do so. I pay the bills. And I feel like, honestly, if I'm paying the bills and you in the house, you supposed to serve, you need to let me bend you over and put a dildo off in your ass.
All right.
That would be crazy.
That's how I feel. I should be fucking you.
Like,
You know what's crazy? I kind of agree, bro.
oh my god!
I'm sorry, bro. If your girl doing everything, she paying all the bills,
I need to be working you. You better have my meal on a hot plate. And even then, I'm not a woman that does for a man. A woman that does for a man don't have no respect for that man, and just know that she's susceptible for the boss type dude. So when a rich nigga wants you and your nigga can't do nothing for you, these hoes ain't loyal.
You know what to have a nigga hustle? You know what to get a nigga hustle up? If you're in a household and your girl making more money than you, and she come in the room and pull out a dildo, she like, if you don't get more money,
oh my god,
this going up your ass.
Oh my god,
this going up your ass if you don't get no more money in the next 2 months. Niggas gonna hustle.
You better run.
I mean, but it's true. It's like, I mean, she doing everything for you. She working. She taking care of the kids. I mean, it's women out there taking care of the kids, the household, everything. And I feel like you need to be bending him over. Make him be the one. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and make it all across the board.
Have you ever held a nigga down? Have you ever held a nigga down?
You heard what he said.
Yeah.
Like fuck the man with a strap.
She bought a nigga Tim's.
No, man. I don't want to talk about that shit.
Financially.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's disgusting. My pussy would be dried up.
She bought a nigga Tim's, no.
Yeah, and that was after he spent a significant amount of money on me.
Yeah, he got Tim's.
Are you kidding me? I feel like there's 2 types of women. There's women that,
you don't want love. You want luxury.
It's not about luxury.
That's exactly what it's about. Because most people don't have the luxury of sitting, again, you ain't got no kids, and until you get married, you're going to be sitting on your ass until you need to make a hot plate.
No, I don't believe in that. I think that's a negative outlook.
You bought a pair of Timbs after significant amount of money.
Yeah, because
you don't like the
some men don't even like when you buy gifts. It puts them in a weird space. They don't like it.
I don't think most men don't know how to accept a gift from a woman. One, because it's not such a natural occurrence to where you can grow accustomed to that, for one. But for two, it's often like, yo, I appreciate this, but you bought something we have the opportunity to go and get every day when we're out together, or you know what I mean? Like, you surprised a nigga with a pair of Timbs. How many times y'all done been to the mall or Jimmy Jack and shit? If you was up in New York, shit, I'd imagine they was selling the bitches at one of the Habibs. You know what I mean?
I mean, I hear you, but I just think it's if you don't have enough money to afford pussy, then just don't do it.
Man, you want a nigga that you want
Because my thing is, all you're doing is you're sprinkling manipulation on these women all the time. So you're basically just telling them things they want to hear, because manipulation is a very important tool when you're trying to achieve what you want and you can't really afford it. Yeah. When you're a man of means and you can afford the kind of girl that you want, then you gonna do what you got to do to get you all that talking and lying. You ain't even got to do all that because you can afford it.
You know, most niggas that are like that, they have their requirements more or less.
That's fine. Everybody should have requirements. I always say, pick what you can afford.
But not everyone wants to be a porn star, though.
What are you talking about, a porn star?
Not everyone wants, like...
You said not everyone wants a porn star?
No, I'm saying not every woman wants to be a porn star. So... in a relationship, like, not every woman wants to fuck on command.
But my thing is, what woman would have a problem with having sex on command if she getting everything she want? When she get what she want, you would be surprised. Try giving a woman everything she wants and just see how much you get from her.
Not every woman wants a trick.
What do you mean wants a trick? It's not about you being a trick. Because at the end of the day,
that's
tricking,
what it sounds like.
No, it don't have nothing to do with tricking or pimping or anything. People like who they like, and they gonna be willing to do for who they like. That's how that works. It don't matter.
For niggas to do everything.
I mean, hasn't that worked since however long ago? That worked better. Kids were better people. Kids are out of control because they're growing up in broken homes because they don't have stability within the home. Because if the mom is working and the dad is working, that there's no real structure in the house. What? Then you got rich people actually hire nannies. No, I'm serious.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, like, you got to think when the mother is in the home, it's better for the, huh?
Did both of your parents work?
They both worked. I just don't believe in the way they did it because I know what affected me in certain ways. I just feel like if my mom was able to focus on us more, her kids, I think it would have been a better outcome. I'm not saying that it emotionally broke me in any way, but I just wouldn't want to do that with my kids. I don't want my kids to have to come home and both their parents at work and y'all responsible for cooking y'all meals and being independent at a young age.
That sounds good, but that's just not the ideal lifestyle of how we.
It's not the ideal lifestyle for you two.
No. It's not like realistic.
Because there's a lot of housewives across every country in America.
No one's arguing that, but most of them live with niggas that are financially well off.
Yes, and so you need to go get financially well off before you get your wife. Because why invite her to catastrophe?
The same women you talking about when that dude leave, they be fucked up.
No, because
they live with relatives and shit.
No,
they be fucked up.
Well, if she did it right, she shouldn't be
trying to figure out how to move their shit out. Like that sounds crazy.
What that Diary of a Mad Black Woman?
Yeah.
But guess what? You know what? That's funny y'all bring that up. But you know what? When Charles was in the hospital and his side piece said pull the plug, she ain't have no power because she wasn't the wife. The wife got to come back and say, nah, keep him alive.
Yeah, Tyler Perry wrote that part.
Keep him alive. I'm gonna make him suffer. She only had to say so because she got the ring. She got to say so within everything. And you know what I mean? That's why it's so important. Marriage is a great thing. I mean, because women
using it as leverage, but goddamn, like
you have to.
My thing is when you're thinking you're in love, that shit don't matter.
Marriage is about responsibility. It's not really about love at that point. It becomes a responsibility. It's really, you're not going to be in love forever. There's going to be times where you fall out of love. You might even sleep in separate bedrooms from your partner. It's going to be times, it's who is going to be comfortable with you for 5,500 years.
All right, let's go ahead and wrap this up because
this shit getting crazy.
I just feel like nobody wrong in the situation. It's just that's how the world is. Everything is complex. There's different levels to being married.
No right
Everybody
or
got
wrong.
their ideas. Like really, no right and wrong. So
Yeah, just be with someone that you're compatible with. You know, I'm
to wrap it up. This conversation wasn't a waste of time. This was a good conversation. We all got our aspects of what we think marriage is. It's just we're not going to ever agree. See, I got a different aspect of marriage than this nigga. He got one different than me. You got one different than both of us.
Yeah.
So
way different.
you not wrong. I'm not wrong. Joe not wrong.
no, nobody's wrong.
Nobody's wrong. So
I think Joe's a good guy.
Come on now. Why wouldn't I?
all right. So real quick, we ain't gonna be too long because we want this episode too damn long. The OnlyFans. What made you stop doing OnlyFans, and what made you come back to this shit?
Okay, so by the way, I think about quitting my job every day and just really taking it serious. But it's like I just feel like at that moment that I had found my winner. I found my guy, and I was like, I'm shutting it down.
Okay.
So I was shutting it all down because I said I found.
Did you tell him that you did it?
No. Why would, I mean, he knew what kind of girl I was. I mean, it's no secret. I'm not lying.
So I only asked to say he might have been cool with you keeping it running. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you might should have asked him.
Nah.
Because some niggas don't care.
I mean, no, he was crazy. He cared too much.
Oh, okay.
I believe.
I am definitely working on putting out some footage. Like I'm at a point now where I'm ready to meet somebody and just make footage with that one person that I love and care about. I don't even know if I gotta love him. I just gotta be comfortable with him. He has to do, what he has to do for me, what I expect, my expectations. And
You're looking for a content partner, pretty much.
Yeah, I am. In so many words, yeah, but I still wanted to be like my person.
Cause they changed the rules on OnlyFans because they said if you do like a content partner, they gotta have an OnlyFans also.
Yeah, we could make one and just make his name 98056. Nobody would know. And I would still put a mask on him. I would never expose who my man was. I wouldn't want them to, I wouldn't want nobody coming after him.
Damn, see?
I would be very controlling of that because you're still sharing a piece of your relationship. And I just wouldn't want to share that, openly. I wouldn't, you ain't gonna see my man's face. You can see his dick, but you won't see his face.
Whoa.
I respect it because if I was on that shit, I would wear a mask.
I mean, you're gonna see it.
Yeah, I'd be a luchador.
Yeah, a thermal on everything.
I mean, I actually, y'all can get a 5-pack of masks. They're just sitting in my closet. The eyes, like the Kodak Black mask.
Oh, shiesty man.
You trying to lure us into OnlyFans?
No, stop thinking that way.
I'm just saying.
No. I think there's a couple that I've followed on OnlyFans for a short time. They bring in anywhere from 10 to 13K a month. And they've been together for years and they sell their content. So, you know what I'm saying? If you really took it serious, y'all could really be bringing in some real money. And it depends on what you're willing to do as far as like fetishes and stuff like that. I really, really, really want to get into it because
I was about to say, what's stopping you from like, fully getting into the game?
It's just on one side of my life, I'm a makeup artist, right? I have a professional side of my life. And another reason why I deleted my OnlyFans is because I started working at the radio station and I had to be like, I just couldn't be that person. My worlds didn't mix. So you know, when you do a certain job, you got to keep things separate. And I think it's important for you to find that focus and just like, if I'm going to focus on OnlyFans, I need to just go ahead and go down that lane and be that person. and just not care who knows, because how do you maximize on your profit if you trying to do it low key? If you gonna be a hoe, or you gonna sell OnlyFans, you gonna be a stripper, try to be the biggest and the baddest.
Yeah.
If you're not gonna take it to the top, you just making a little bit of change, and that's what I've seen with that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? I just, like I said, it's all about finding your your partner that you can be comfortable with, that's cool with, helping you get to where you want to be. And then maybe you wouldn't even exalt to those things, to be honest, because I don't think no woman really enjoys doing OnlyFans. They enjoy the profits and how easy it can be. It's not about you enjoying saying this person's name or putting, a toy inside you on camera. I mean, it's kind of awkward, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? It's awkward.
Oh, so you mean OnlyFans women don't like to do it? Oh, okay, that's crazy.
I mean, that's men that think, that's like men saying she likes sex because she prostitutes. No, she enjoys those profits of her not having to go to a job every day, because when you a hustler, you got something called hustler's mentality. When you have hustler's mentality, you specifically have this way of spending your money to the point where your money doesn't have structure. And when your money don't have structure, that means that you blow in the bag all the time because you feel like you can get it just right back. When you have a regular job, you have to maintain a certain level of structure, because you get one check and you got to pay that one bill. And when you pay that one bill, that's all you got left. You got more structure about your life. You got to be on time to work. When you a dancer or any type of entrepreneurship, you have hustler's mentality, but you make as much money as you're willing to work for, but it's not guaranteed. So even when you off work, you thinking about how the business can be better. That you like suffering from the mentality of being a hustler, and your money lacks structure, because you ask a lot of these dancers or even porn stars or all these people, what do they have to show for all the money they make? And a lot of them don't. There's nothing to show for it.
Yeah, spend the show quick.
Here's something that I would say, right? Just to kind of combat that. If you had a relationship to where you were able to use some of that money to provide to the both of your lifestyle and your well living, you know what I mean? Especially like investing over time, you know what I'm saying? Like looking towards the future. 5 years, your entire life could change.
What are you trying to say?
That's if you stack everything up. Mm-hmm. But most people not gonna do that. People gonna spend it up. They're like, I'm just gonna get it right back.
Just hear me out.
Right.
Even if I wish my mental math was on.
I get what you're saying, but like what you're saying, it sound good, but that's just nobody.
Are you talking about? But it I'm not saying that you can't stack with a person. I'm not saying that. I don't think women.
365. Let's see. You know what I'm saying? 52 rather. We looking at what? 2,500, something around that.
Talking about 2,500 a week, making it off OnlyFans or stripping?
No. Hear me out. So, all right. So let's say you and your man both put in. $50 a week, $2,600 a year, 5 years. That's your down payment for the house. That's the grind. That's the realistic grind for most people right now. People hate to admit it, but that's why you see people stuck in relationships in apartments, because it's hard to commit to things for years and years and say, this is where I'm gonna go. And here's why. As soon as that car you wanted breaks down, now it costs just a little bit more to get it fixed. As soon as you get yours fixed, what happens? The other one breaks down. Once we fix that, somebody done damn broke the water heater. So there are all kinds of emergencies that come up to where that $2,600 that you would have saved over a year just by you two splitting $25 a week and putting into a bank account. Because over 5 years, you'd have roughly around $12,000. And again, that's a down payment if you working on your credit. Because even at $50 a week, in a year's time, you could put your credit score where you need it to be. You go from paying $1,000, $1,200 for that 2-3 bedroom apartment with kids, $1,400. Shit, I used to sell them for $1,700. 3-bedroom apartments in North Carolina. Niggas was living in the hood. But I say it to say, and I felt terrible. You know what I mean? Because these are real families, and these apartments are shitty, but they have the upper hand, and they know that you can't afford to go anywhere else, right? But these are things that if you committed to, just in the sense of, I'm gonna provide something to the relationship, you can set a plan that, again, changes your life. You go from that paying that high-ass rent to a lower mortgage. Just the difference in rent allows for him to say, damn, I may be able to go ahead and cover this. You just take care of the utilities. That's one step closer to the lifestyle that you wanted. There are things that you can do because over that 5 years, what happens? That new car that you wanted is paid off. The car that we had is paid off.
Are you done?
Go ahead.
That sounds good, but
It's hard to commit to.
you just want a nigga. He just pay for everything.
I don't want you unless you got it together.
Oh no, let's. It sounds like we're going back to the relationship. Let's not do that. So the OnlyFans. So most strippers also. If you get into that shit, you need a backup plan, just like most things. Like,
I mean,
You have to have something together.
keep your regular job. Keep it.
If
Why
you're
you gotta
gonna
quit
do
your regular
nothing
job?
else, go
But
into
then
a
again-
relationship and say, I'm gonna put $25 in with you, and over 5 years,
I'm not
gonna be
doing it.
OnlyFans and shit.
I'm
'Cause
not doing it.
All right,
I'm
and
not
5
doing
years
it.
Later from now, what we
I ain't doing it. Get your house before you meet me. I ain't doing it. If you need my help, then you need to go back to the table and reevaluate yourself because I don't need your help.
Joe, would you be in a situation
No.
where like you working a job and your girl, she do the OnlyFans and she just do it at the house? How long it take to do an OnlyFans video? Like 10 minutes at the most?
It don't take that long. Especially if you got a room that's already set up with the camera, the lighting, and all that.
We got 24 hours in the day. Would you be?
How much is her OnlyFans?
Just let her stack up.
bringing in?
She making bread.
You sound like a pimp. You sound like you so concerned about a woman's money.
No,
Why?
No,
You
I'm not.
concerned about a woman, what she putting in and what she gonna put out, and I know you're gonna have to edit
You
this.
hear, like, the
but I
ba-
want
you
you to
hear
get
the
this part.
peanut in a-
Yeah, that's the problem. I hear the part I don't like,
Yeah, exactly. And then
and that's
react.
poisonous.
So hear me out.
And
Allow me
I don't
to
think you're that kind of
elaborate.
person. I think he's gonna be the financial provider. But this is probably gonna rattle a lot of people. Did you grow up with your father?
No. I grew up with my pops when I was
So,
10. My mom
Remarried.
got
Okay,
married.
so you seen your mom really put in that work. Remember when I was saying about
I seen my mom
single.
grind.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm. But this is what I'm saying about the mentality that was created behind seeing that.
Hold up now. She married.
But
a nigga
I
in the
said it don't.
military.
It don't matter. It don't matter.
So-
You talking about later on in your life. What I'm saying is you got to it. What I'm saying is the data that's in your head is that you've never not seen your mom work. So for you to be with a woman that it doesn't exist in your head because you didn't see a man take care of your mom till you was 10.
No. Here's why.
Because who was taking care of y'all?
Here's why I don't see myself being with a woman who does not work.
But that's what I'm saying.
No.
With him growing
It
up in a
has nothing to do
two-parent
with that.
household,
I
he
get-
has a different point of view because of the way that he's seen his dad take care of his mom. So the data exists. The data doesn't exist
Would
in
you
your
be
brain
with
because you
someone-
didn't see
Em-
that.
The question is,
He
I'm
feels
rubber,
like
you
you.
glue.
Do you
Let me
him?
talk. Let me talk.
I'm rubber,
I'm
you
gonna
glue.
ask both of y'all questions.
Could you be with someone that
You were the financially provider. Could you be
and
with a
she
woman
did
that you
nothing?
financially
She brought
provided
you a
for?
hot plate.
I've done it before.
She brought you a hot plate.
The reason I stopped because she didn't really bring that to the table. But I've done it before, and it didn't really stress me out. It just I stopped because I realized I was doing it for somebody that didn't deserve it.
Okay, but why you say she didn't deserve it? But my thing is that you were willing to even do it.
Hold up.
Because I was doing it for like a lazy person. I was doing it for somebody that didn't, not necessarily didn't do anything for me.
What was she doing? Like, was she doing all the things that you wanted her to do as far as the domestic? You know, was she covering everything as her femininity?
Cooking and cleaning.
Yeah, was she doing
Fucking you all
everything?
the time.
I mean, just doing. It's not even about cooking and cleaning and having sex all the time. It's about doing whatever your man says for you to do. Taking, really doing and putting 100% in it and being his support system, doing whatever paperwork he needs you to do, all that stuff.
She wasn't doing anything for me, and she wasn't doing anything for herself. That was the main thing. Like she was just being a lazy person in general. Like you can't even do nothing for yourself. Like, all right.
So she didn't want to. What do you mean she didn't want to do nothing for herself? Like go to work for herself? Like do you mean financially? Do you mean
She wasn't trying that. She just sat around the house all day.
Okay, so she didn't do the domestic needs. She wasn't of service. She didn't do what she was supposed to do as a woman. Period.
I feel like she ain't do nothing as a person. Like, how as a person you just sit around all day?
Okay, so she did not cover the woman necessity. She was not in her feminine. She didn't use. But it's not that you were not willing to provide or be the male provider. You just got in a situation where she wasn't gonna. You know what I'm saying? She didn't cover the womanly duties.
You could say that, but I'm just saying, like, they just, like, how do you not do anything for yourself also? Like let's say you don't even have to cook for me. Like, how do you don't even, like...
There's a lot of wives that make content on YouTube cooking meals.
That bitch she ain't do nothing.
But that's
the thing.
Hear me out. That's why I asked about the money earlier to say... His question was, could I date someone that sits at home and does OnlyFans? It only takes 10 minutes. How much does she make? Here's why I asked that. Okay? Just so we on the same track.
Oh, okay. So you just.
But why does it matter how much she makes if she's doing everything you want her to do? I ain't talking about the type of woman he just described.
I'm gonna be real. Like,
what?
I don't see
Get
myself
real.
in a
Get real.
relationship to where it's like, hey, let's go fuck, and it's. Like that,
you shouldn't even have to say let's go fuck if you
I
don't
want the tit for tat. You know what I mean? Like I want.
Don't you think that
if
the woman don't work? Don't you think when you walk through the door, your meal should be on the table, your bath runner should be ran, she should be looking good, fine and sexy. She should have whatever bill paperwork, whatever business you run. She does the paperwork. She take the calls. She is the number one help. I'm not talking about a lazy woman. I'm talking about a support system.
I'm gonna say this.
Because how do you become a greater man if you don't have the support?
I don't expect those things because
you don't expect those things because you never see the data doesn't exist. You're not willing to be with a woman
for
that
the same reason that you say that you say you deserve this lifestyle. I've done this for myself. For all this time, I can cook. I'm a hell of a chef. Like I can really throw down in the kitchen.
Care.
So my thing is,
don't care about your cooking.
I don't need a woman to cook for me.
I don't care.
After you've had a day, whether you worked or not, if you don't want to put a plate on the table, you don't want to cook something. When I get home, I'll be glad to cook for you.
I don't want you to cook for me.
Like,
but if you do, cool. I don't care.
And I mean, I'm not saying that like that's gonna be the norm.
Can I ask you something? Can I ask you something? And then we gotta end this because I know we really dragging this out. We really dragging this out, and Amp is But this is the thing. I'm not saying a woman can't work. Okay, I'm not saying that. What I am saying is that she should not be obligated. Like if she quits her job, she should be able to call you and be like, "Hey, babe, I'm about to quit my job."
That's cool.
And nothing, a rebuttal, nothing should come out of that. She should go to work heavenly and
a nigga should say, hey, are you straight? Like, what is mentally where you at right now? At least, if nothing else,
Just to see,
check.
just to be concerned if
Like,
she's okay, not concerned about her money.
I mean, that's the ideal situation for any relationship.
But do you
A
feel
nigga
like-
should be able to call and say, you know what? They just tried me. I've taken my last straw. I'm quitting. I know I can find another job.
And that shit, let's wrap it up. That should go on both sides. If it
So-
can't go on both sides, then I don't know what to say about that relationship.
Yeah.
I should be able to call her and be like, hey,
But if you spending up all the money, there's no plan for
If my
savings.
man wants to
I'm
quit his
talking about
job, the main thing I'ma
$25 a
say
week
is
and
what
you tripping?
business we finna
You know what I'm
start.
saying?
What we finna start? What I need to do? Who I need to call? What do I need to do to assist you in this?
you said we, so that's not you about to work.
Yeah, I'm about to work. I work for him. I don't work for the job. I always say this, and I'm gonna close that. This is my last statement. I tell women all the time. I tell women, you gonna suck a dick. Now, if
Oh, yeah.
but let me break down what that really means. And I don't mean to I don't mean to say that so aggressively, but you gonna suck a dick. And that sounds as outrageous as it does. Whether you suck your and I'm speaking metaphorically, right? You either gonna be with your man and you gonna listen to what he's saying, how he roll and how he do things. Why? Because he pay the bills. It pay the cost to be the boss. You pay the bills. You listen to your man. You may not agree, but it's not up to you. Unfortunately, you bowing down, or you can go to work and you can work for your boss and you gonna suck his dick. And you're going to respect and you're going to show up when you're supposed to. You're going to go to lunch when you're supposed to. You're going to come back from lunch and you're going to finish out your shift. But you're going to listen to somebody and you're going to suck somebody's dick. You just got to make a decision whether it's going to be your job or your man. Because somebody got to pay the bills, right?
That's crazy.
So that's you know what I'm saying? Unless you're going to be an entrepreneur. And when you're an entrepreneur, that's up and down.
You suck your own dick.
And you suck your own dick, and you gotta suck out. I'm talking about you gotta suck the life out your own dick, because when you broke and on your ass, and you ain't got nobody, then it's your own fault. When your business don't work out, it's your own fault. You didn't work hard enough. And hustlers know what I mean. So you gotta decide, independent woman. You suck the boss's dick, or you suck your man's dick. But somebody got to pay the bills. You're going to pay your bills, and you're going to go home alone, and you're going to drink, and you're going to party with your friends, your other single friends, and they got their little puppies and stuff like that.
Don't get married.
You see what I'm saying? But I feel like I'm not saying suck your boss's dick in literal sense. I'm saying you're gonna take demands from somebody. I'm metaphorically saying it like that, but you're going to take demands, because when you're an independent woman, don't you gotta respect your boss? Don't you gotta show up on time? You have to listen to somebody. So what I'm saying is, bottom line, we can't even look at women that live a domestic life or quote unquote housewives like they don't do nothing, because they do. They have a big job. They have to listen to everything they man. I mean, they picking up kids, they cleaning up the house, they doing all this stuff. They doing the homework. They going to the PTA meeting. They going to the office when something goes wrong. When the kid gets sick, they taking them to the doctor. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But you gonna do. I'm not saying a woman's never gonna put in work. You gonna put in work regardless. You gonna put in a lot of work. You just got to find out what kind of work you want to do.
I feel like I derailed this episode onto this whole.
Well, let's do the critiques after. Let's not do live critique while we still recording.
But yeah, I'm with you.
That's fine. I feel like you feel the way you feel.
I don't know.
Because you did grow up in a single parent home up until the age of 10. I'm not saying you didn't have any male influence, and I'm not trying to pass any judgment. A lot of people grow up in homes that are different. Your grandparents, but it's not like growing up in a 2-parent home. Just like I don't know what it's like to grow up in a single parent home up until I was 7. Right. So I feel like I have a hell of a point of view, because I had both lives. I had the single parent home and I had the marriage parent home.
But that would
I
be
got
the
a
same.
sample of both. But you're right. That's kind of the same. But in a way, my opinion is always going to be different, because I'm a woman and I'm giving my opinion based on that. But I feel like it's also not the same, because experiencing a divorce is a lot different than just your parent never
No.
being in the house with you. Was your dad ever in the house with you?
No. Not my biological father. No.
That's what I'm saying. That does something to you on a mental aspect as far as trauma.
I
You
mean,
know, it has to.
Trauma affects people in a lot of ways, though. You know what
you
I'm saying?
can't-
And there's a lot of things that go into that. You know what I mean?
You get trauma from having both parents in the household.
You can. I'm not saying that we haven't all experienced trauma, but I feel like that particular lane of him not being with a woman, like he doesn't want to be with a woman. He believes in 50-50. And I'm telling you right
Can I
now,
rebuttal your data, though? Because you say the data don't lie and shit, right?
it don't.
I feel like you say you and you know not to.
No, go ahead. Just say it. We've been honest the whole time.
All right, so your people's got a divorce at 7,
When I was 7 years old, yeah.
and you stay with your mom. And did your mom ever remarry?
Nope.
Was she ever in a long-term relationship?
Nope.
Okay, so for you saw your mom work, and it took away from you, right?
It just wasn't the same dynamic because it was no longer, it wasn't
Did
a
she work?
household. It was just,
Did she work while she was with your father?
yeah, she was.
So what part of that makes you see a lifestyle for yourself to where, and I'm not
Do I
saying
have the
that you're
opposite
wrong.
point of view of what my mother did?
Such a
Because
you're telling me that because my mother did the same and I saw that, it makes me to say that women should be able to. But your mother did that. And you're saying the complete opposite.
Okay, but when it comes to this, I just feel like either you will do what your parents did or you're going to do the complete opposite of what your parents did.
That's if you're able. That's if you're able. And I think that's where it gets tough. You know what I mean? If
Do you ever believe in being the financial provider for the woman you love?
100%. 100%. Like
So is
Also-
it because you
And it-
are not where you want to be
Also, now
that
that
you
I think-
feel like you can't be the financial provider?
Now that I think about it, the way you explain it, like if what would make sense is he would want a woman never to work since he watched his mom work.
Like
That's what I'm
seriously.
saying.
So what I'm trying, like how I view a relationship is this. Like personally, it does have to be for me, someone who is willing.
Does it have to be? It's 50-50. Like, is it like that?
No, it
that,
doesn't. It's a what can we do together to get where we want and need to be. If you're telling me, hey,
Are we talking about after marriage or before?
anytime, if I'm gonna be in a relationship with you, especially at this age, I'm not entertaining you. I'm serious about it. That's why for me it's not a love at first sight or I'm with you 3 months after I met you. I want to get to know you so that I know what your thinking is. If you say, hey, I want to start this business and it's going to cost me $10,000 to open the doors, what can we do? Okay, boom. Here's how we get it next week, next month. Here's the plan to break it all down. Now you're up and running. Boom, let's pray this takes care of us. I'm going to support you in every way I can to make this float. You get to a point to where you don't have to work no more, right? And whether I'm working or not, we've built a business together that is now successful and able to take care of the both of us. Even if that doesn't work, right? Yes, I would love to work. I mean, I work my ass off now to a point to where I'm paid what I feel like my worth is, my value, to the point it takes care of me and I'm able to provide for a woman for start. But I'm not right now in a position to where I could take care of a woman and still do what I'm trying to do personally. I'm not in a position to where if I was to commit to a serious relationship and we did, whether it be intentional or accidental, have kids, that I could support a family in the ways that I would want to. You get what I'm saying? And if I don't have someone that's willing to commit to both ends of it, to say, hey, I'm going to work too, I'm gonna do whatever I have to do, whether that's her being a fucking astronaut or a lawyer, doctor, you know what I mean? Fucking cashier, whatever the case is. I'm not tripping, because people go through hardships. People go through transitional experiences. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I want to pair with someone who I feel like not only elevates me, motivates me, inspires me, you know what I mean? But those are things you come to find out about people. It takes time. You never really know until you get to know. Once things work out, whether it be I've worked my ass off, we've saved enough, and I can continue to work to sustain us, there are a lot of different ways. But yes, I would love to provide to where a woman doesn't have to do much. And I'm not saying her only obligation would be to provide. Hell, I don't give a fuck about a hot meal. I really only eat once a day, and it's my stomach. I can't, like, I have to eat in small portions. So I don't even care about that. That's why it's not big to me. You get what I'm saying? For me, it's more so.
It's not even about the meal. It's about the service. It's just a woman being at your service, whatever is important to you. But we can't keep talking about this. Like, it's got to end. It's got to end at some point. Yeah. I'm just not for you, and you just not for me. You're men with your mentality, stay away from me.
Right. Shit, likewise, trust. We don't love these hoes.
I can't. I just can't.
All right, Leah, go ahead and plug all your shit so you get up out of here.
You say unplug my shit?
No, let them know what.
No,
that would be my bad.
That would be mean.
Okay, so go ahead. No,
take the headphones out, get the fuck up out of here.
I'll be like, all right, I pushed it.
Hey, at least that's.
I love you. I see you tomorrow.
Plug all your stuff, all your social media.
Okay, so I want y'all to check out my YouTube channel. It's Crazy Leah.
They know that.
Ooh, my headphones fell off. Crazy Leah. You know, when you spell Leah, you got to put L3IHA. Crazy first, and then L3IHA. Check out my Instagram. It has all of my links in case you forgot about, how I just told you to spell that. It's at ms.leiha. And if you're really, really curious about me, check out my makeup page. It's at Doll Faces by Leah. Okay. I do, I do have a lot of experience in this because I do talk to women all day.
That's what's up.
I mean, you're cool. Everybody's cool. Yeah. He'll be all right. He'll be all right. Oh, Shake up like a soda in the bottle. He'll be all right.
Nice convo.
For sure. Different perspectives. You know what I mean?
Very different.
Yeah.
Hey, with all that said, we out.
Didn't even get a chance to turn around.
Oh yeah, the camera's still on.
Oh yeah,
camera's still on. Show that ass.
Is my mic gonna drop? Thank you. It's in my hair. So this is almost 2.5 years since 3 years since my surgery.
Yep.
Yeah. And they say the fat drops when you wait 3 years. Whoop.
Okay.
All right.
Hey.
I just because the conversation is just like just gonna shake one cheek and that's it.
All right.
Well, it's been a great time.
Peace.
We out.